Welcome back. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's been
5
days.
minutes.
It's been 5 days.
8
days.
Our last show was last Monday.
Wow.
It's been 8 days since I looked at you.
It's been 8 days, and we're back here with a redesigned, beautiful, similar but better lit set.
Way better.
I will preface this by saying Arjuna messed up. He didn't bring his camera, so therefore we used a better camera. But then you would think, hey, the image should look better, but we used a softer lens, and that's why these two look softer. Please, Arjuna, cut to your shot. Look how soft they look.
I look like melted ice cream tuna. God.
You'll also notice we should be streaming now in actual 60 FPS. One of us realized that we'd been streaming in 24.
Who was that?
Me.
Who realized that?
I realized that. I don't
And
know
who was responsible for the mistake?
Me. Like, look at that. Whoa.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that motion.
Wow. Oh, my God. Anyway, we're talking, obviously, Attack on Titan, WandaVision. Also, some WandaVision news is just broke. So we'll be discussing that in just a second.
Did you see my tweet, by the way? For what I retweeted?
Just now on here?
I need everyone to read it.
Okay.
Or you could read it out loud. I'm answering the question. So you should read the original tweet.
Nick Fury, obviously. Oh, okay. Who is the surprise guest on hashtag WandaVision? Our guest is Thanos. And then Krishna quote tweeted with Nick Fury, obviously, or Ant-Man, or Wanda's brother, or Luke Skywalker, or Yo Mama.
That's an A+ tweet.
I think that the surprise actor is Kevin Feige. He finally decided he wants to be in his own.
What if it's George Lucas?
What if it is George
as
Lucas?
the creator, as himself?
It's the Olsen twins.
They go super meta.
What if it is the Olsen twins, actually?
What if Wanda breaks the dimension and comes into our dimension and pulls George Lucas to discuss Star Wars in one of the episodes of WandaVision?
So, Arjuna, let's go ahead and hit the record button here, and then we're actually going to start
I can
the
tell you love
podcast
that idea.
for real. As always, if you are watching on the live stream platforms, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, big shout out. Thank you for coming by. Jump in the comments. We will be reading them. This is not pre-taped. This is live. Watch this. I don't know how.
I was like, are you going
to punch yourself?
I don't know. Oh, wait. Here. This is live. It is 4:54 p.m. Pacific local time.
What if they're watching on YouTube later? Then it's not live.
Well, it was live at the time of taping.
Yeah, but
Because
everything was live when you taped it.
What sane person would keep this in there? There you go.
All I'm saying is everything is live when you initially tape it.
And everything is alive too.
That's
Gotcha.
true.
Anyway, let's get on with this podcast. Here we go. Just gotta adjust my arm.
Well, here we go.
15
Burning
times.
tape.
Burning tape. Here we go. Guess who's back? We've been offline for a little. Nope. I'm gonna redo that. Guess who's back? We've been offline for a little bit because someone decided to move out. But never fear, because we are Was It Good, and we'll be breaking down the latest episodes of WandaVision and Attack on Titan. I'm your host, Ravi, and I'm joined by my two brothers, Krishna, and the traitor formerly known as Joke Killer. Joke's on you, Arjuna. I live in your old room now.
Whoa, shots fired. Ravi coming out hot. Woo!
It's the strangest intro yet.
Tell us how you really feel.
This is a very bizarre intro.
I almost wrote, joke's on you, I'm sleeping in your old bed now. But I realized that's not true.
And that's creepy. I mean, it's all creepy.
I know.
Everything
It's all
about,
creepy.
There's nothing creepy about this.
everything
You're
about
a traitor. You remember when Kylo Ren shouted
Traitor.
at Finn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably his best acting moment in the entire trilogy.
Wow. He was the best part of the trilogy.
Wait, when Kylo Ren yelled at Finn?
We yelled at Finn, traitor!
No, that was a stormtrooper.
No, he yells that at Finn.
But doesn't a stormtrooper also yell at first?
Yeah.
But
That's like
Kylo's
several
the more
scenes ago.
infamous one in the forest where he hits his chest because he's bleeding, and he's like, then he yells traitor. At the top
See,
of his
I find the
lungs.
stormtrooper yelling it more memorable.
I feel like if we did a poll, and maybe we should on Twitter, was it good?
No.
We should do a poll, which is memorable. I feel like the Kylo one would win out.
Let's try it. I'm for it. But anyway, we're not talking Star Wars. We always get sidetracked with Star Wars.
Yes,
Well, we
do.
actually
This is
are
the
going to
problem.
talk Star Wars at some point in the
Fuck!
podcast.
I mean,
It is referenced.
it's making an appearance, unfortunately, thanks to Elizabeth Olsen.
If you think about it, right? If you think of like a Venn diagram,
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars is the big circle that everything that we talk about is in.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
just
all
look,
comes back
just
to it.
if you
Even DC is inside of Star
Yep.
Wars.
Yep. It's all it's
obviously this is a taped podcast. We do it live on twitch.tv/wasn't
Dude.
good. You can actually see our set that we record these in, and you'll notice if you watch the live stream of the podcast that most of the things that we have up on the walls are Star Wars memorabilia, costumes, toys, etc. So this room is basically the circle known as the Venn diagram known as Star Wars.
your entire background is Star Wars. If you look at the frame of what you have, and then
Nope, there's a Batman mask right in the corner.
it's
Boom.
it's very minor though.
Yeah.
Like it is 98% Star Wars. And then Christian's in my background. It's also mostly Star
There's
Wars.
a Batman, there's Thanos' glove, and then there's She-Ra.
But there's
There's
also
also
bad
She was-
tacos.
She
She was
Man.
covered. She was covered.
There's also Iron Man. There's also a generic Bad Tacos. There's also
is Iron Man
the Iron Man poster.
Iron
You're
Man poster's
blocking-
covered up. She-Ra's covered up mostly.
Well, it doesn't matter.
think
Shout
about
out to Michael Learman, friend of the pod, who pretty much redid this whole layout.
Yeah.
Anyway, Star
And
Wars
there's more
is
to
our
come.
daddy.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, so WandaVision,
yeah.
obviously, big things happening there.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
4.
Hold on, you let me finish. Episode 5 is about to come out in a couple days.
Nice.
We just obviously wrapped up episode 4. Boom, saved it. Before we get into kind of reviewing the actual episode and giving our one-word impressions, just before we tape this podcast, Elizabeth Olsen was on an interview and basically said along the lines, was asked the question, essentially, are folks that tune into WandaVision, are they going to be... is there going to be kind of a Luke Skywalker type reveal? Obviously referencing Mandalorian Season 2 at the very end when a CGI Luke Skywalker appeared, knocked out some Cylons / killer droids, and then took away Grogu. The question was to Elizabeth Olsen, are we going to see something like that? And she said quickly, yes. And then smiled, laughed, and everything was merry.
All right. What's the actual chances that she knew what the interviewer was actually talking about? Because I would say slim to none.
I'm going to say
Why?
I'm going to say she knew because I like to live in a world where I believe that an employee of a company knows every working part of other aspects of the company that they work for.
And watches
That's
everything.
what I'm going to believe.
religiously.
If you, like most working actors don't watch a lot of movies and television currently because they're often filming and working on other projects. So they're not watching stuff really until like awards season, normally to watch their competition and those types of things.
Well, so but here's Disney though. Before every show and after every show, they do like an orientation where they make their actors watch everything that Disney's ever done. And it's like brainwashing.
I mean, Elizabeth could certainly know what she's talking about, but I just feel like from my experience, as I work with many actors, most of the time.
Do you? Oh, so do you consider Christian and myself actors? Thank you. I appreciate
No, you
that.
guys are definitely not actors.
I
You're-
appreciate that.
You're like the D-listers to the D-listers.
Before we get into, like I said, the episode 6 of WandaVision, two things. Number one, do we believe that this is a PR move to continue building the hype? Because previously to the release of this episode 4, the actor who played Paul Bettany dropped out saying that fans are going to be shocked by this episode. It was trending obviously before, and then we obviously got the big reveal. Do we think this is a PR move? And then number two, who's your guest? Like your legitimate guest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dead or alive? Or maybe it's somebody brand new. What do you think is coming?
So you call out Paul Bettany. I think this is just a continuation of what Paul Bettany revealed right before the show even premiered, right? Which is there is a crazy cameo.
Surprise actor.
And we thought that was a PR move. I actually don't think it's a PR move. I actually think Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen are nerdy enough where they're like they're totally geeking out on this show. I believe. So my question is, what they consider Luke Skywalker level, is it actually Luke Skywalker level? And I guess we'll get into that right now with our guesses. Juna?
Juna, you go first. Who do you guess? Who do you think is going to be the surprise person?
You already know mine, but I'll say it again after Juna.
For those who are just listening, Ravi almost fell off his chair and died. So
You
he
should have
would've
been
the
ready to cut
surprise
to that,
actor.
Juna.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just cut that as a social
I was
clip.
pulling a Cam Newton.
Oh,
when Cam Newton fell off of his chair.
That was the last time he was good this year.
Yeah. No, he was good in the
I'm
actual last
kidding.
game. Of
Go
the
back to WandaVision. What is
The
what is your
surprise
guess?
actor is Cam Newton. No.
Whoa.
I'd love that,
think
actually.
I think the surprise actor is going to be someone that is related to Wanda specifically and what we've seen in these movies. And that's why I'm going to go with a character that was actually mentioned in the last 2 episodes with Ultron, right? Ultron is very much around, not directly obviously related to her creation, but we do know that Scarlet Witch in the MCU was a bad guy to start. She was kind of a henchwoman of Ultron's for the first 2/3 before she defects and joins the Avengers versus Ultron. So I wonder if maybe Ultron is going to kind of pop up, especially because I feel like the MCU and a lot of this types of stuff reference characters, and they've referenced Nava's character twice. So
I thought
feels like we're prepping.
Well, I thought when you brought up Ultron, I thought you were going to also throw it back to Age of Ultron at the very end when WandaVision, when the Vision has that whole last scene with Ultron.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Vision is a byproduct of Ultron as well.
So how do you
They both are very related to Ultron.
So how do you imagine that? How do you imagine that playing out? Do you think Wanda's gonna will him into existence? Do you think it's a bad nightmare? Do you think Vision to escape the nightmare becomes Ultron to try and get Wanda to kill him?
My guess is going to be James Spader. This is the setup. James Spader is a drifter that comes to town, but it's not really James Spader. It's Hollywood from The Office. His character there.
Robert Hollywood.
Oh
Robert,
my
so
god!
he's going to be
Robert California.
Robert California. Excuse me. I'm thinking Hollywood from the Great British Bake Off. But he's going to be Robert California. He's going to roll into town. He's going to be exactly that character and then rip his skin off and he'll show up as Ultron. But then I also believe if you're going to go down this path of Ultron is kind of the big surprise, then I also believe that Ultron's going to play a key into bringing back a real Vision as opposed to this animated dead soul limbo thing or whatever.
Do we think Vision is soulless though? It seems like he has free will of some type.
Let's
free
just
thought.
let's just shift the entire podcast. What is a soul? Let's answer that question.
It's a stone that is one of the 6 Infinity Stones that make up Thanos' gauntlet.
I hate you.
That's what Marvel wants you to believe.
My guess for who the surprise character is going to be, I'm actually going to throw Thanos.
Wow, we're going with the big bads of the Avengers. Huh?
All right, I guess we should just go with the other ones. It's going to be Loki.
The reason I say Thanos is I believe it's not going to be a present day scene. It's going to be a flashback scene, and the reason I bring that up is because I haven't formulated exactly what it is, but my thinking is it's going to act as a way to kind of change the events of these 2 movies, Infinity War and Endgame, whether that be there's some other sequence or scene between Wanda and Thanos that we weren't aware of, or memory, or it's just something. But I think it's going to be that. Because then you can really flex, like from a advertising thing, you can really kind of flex on the power of Disney Plus, where it's like we can pull the legitimate movie assets into television.
Right.
I mean, it's the same. You would be doing the same thing with Ultron, but I feel like Thanos is just such a more big, badder name and whatever.
Can I also add? I don't believe there is a surprise actor. I do think this is all a PR stunt, and this is just them trying to pump up people, and then they're just gonna be like, "You guys said there was a surprise actor," and like, "Yeah, it was Randall Park because Jimmy Woo." It was a surprise.
Yeah, right.
Surprise!
I think there are 3 possibilities. That's why I can't pick one. There's 3. Nick Fury, because Nick Fury was off planet. It looked like last time we saw him, and doesn't Sword deal with extraterrestrial stuff? So let's just get him in. Become the head of Sword. Wanda's brother. He's been mentioned once or twice. Makes sense. Would make sense, I think. Quicksilver. Get him in there. And then last, my original choice, which is Ant-Man. Ant-Man can go really small and maybe bypass some of the security defenses of Wanda.
Can I throw out one wild card as well?
Sure.
And
Tony.
they won't do this. Charles Xavier is the only other character.
That would be Luke Skywalker level.
Well, if it was like Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier,
Yeah, it would have
Or
to be-
James McAvoy, either one.
Yeah, it has to be one of those, but it couldn't be like a brand new bald. It couldn't be like
Unless it was me.
It couldn't be like Christian Shore being like, "Hey, I'm Charles Xavier now." Hey guys,
I'm Charles Xavier. The only reason I brought that up is because
man.
Patrick Stewart recently had an interview where he revealed that he did have a conversation with Kevin Feige about reprising Xavier, and he's like, yeah, and I would have done it, but Logan came out and it was such a perfect ending, so I didn't want to do it. It almost feels like a red herring to me, where he's trying to tell people like, yeah, I'm not coming back, and then he's going to come back.
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
He is old.
So,
He is old.
yeah, and he is Botox.
Did you see, what was that? Oh, yeah, the Picard. Good Lord. That was rough. I watched 2 episodes.
very rushed.
And I was like, ooh.
Going back to WandaVision episode 4, let's kind of recap the episode with one word here. So we'll each run around the room
Oh.
and give one word.
We'll play Duck, Duck, Goose.
Yeah, exactly. Ready? Christian, you get to go first.
Finally.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my one word. Finally, because I feel like we've been waiting for this moment for a while. And because this is a week-to-week show and we're spoiled now, we expect everything given to us at once. We don't know. We forgot how to watch television, basically. We've been waiting for this moment for a while. Like,
Right.
oh, how does this connect to the MCU? What's happening on the outside world? Is Wanda in control? Is she not in control? Some of those questions obviously are still ambiguous, but at least now we're finally like, okay, now we're finally getting the story. The story is finally started, in my opinion. Everything else was like set up. It was exposition. That's what it felt like with a few hints. So we finally we're entering the second act, the middle third of the 9 episodes. So yeah, finally.
Finally, you're done. Your explanation of finally.
Oh, you're one to talk.
Now I'm done.
Juno, what would you say your one-word impression is?
Predictable.
Ooh.
This was it answered a lot of questions, but I would say 95% of the episode we had talked about in the previous 3 weeks. We really had. We knew who Monica Rambeau was because a lot of this information was readily available if you literally read the cast listing. It didn't come nothing came as a huge shock to me. I thought there were some nice, cool moments, specifically with the
intro,
with the unsnap, with the intro. Particularly with kind of the jump scare a little bit with Vision's head having a hole in it. Thought those were well done. But beyond that, everything seemed, it just seemed very kind of Marvel standard, which isn't a bad thing. Marvel has a specific pedigree, and I think that, makes it at least enjoyable and entertaining. But I wasn't blown away by this episode. I know there was a lot of social reaction being like, Marvel did it again. They really blew my mind. And I was just like, a light fell right behind you.
That was hilarious. Oh man, someone
that's
clipped
good.
that, so we can't.
That's good.
But
How did that happen?
I don't know.
So-
The adhesive lost its stickiness.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
That's what she said.
And so it was just kind of a predictable episode.
Wow. Well, go ahead, Ravi. We know you've been dying for your one word.
Mine is actually also going to be predictable.
Get out. You
No,
can't.
no,
copy.
it
You can't
is.
do
It
You
is.
can't do the same.
Just
Well,
say, come up with a
You
synonym.
gotta do a
Well, what's the
different
synonym to predictable?
I
knew it. Known.
Known. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going with known.
That's not
And why
perfect.
I go with known is I knew that Arjuna was still not going to be satisfied.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of your predictions. I feel.
That was one of my bold
you're-
prediction was that Arjuna was going to be like, whoa, which, it's a bold prediction. It's supposed to be bold. But yeah,
That's not bold.
that you would like an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Plus?
Arjuna. The part it is bold.
I've liked things from Disney Plus.
No. For this show, how the first episode gone, it would have been shocking if
I
you
thought
had
the first
loved
episode
it.
was good.
Yeah, but you didn't you weren't like blown away by it. Like it would have been bold to be like you loved episode 4. all of a
Like, do you remember, was it episode 4 of Attack on Titan season 4, or is it 5? Remember the episode where you made the claim of like, this is the best episode
That's
of
the whole-
anime.
I still
Of
hold
anime
on to it.
ever.
It was
No,
an
that's-
incredible episode.
Right, but I'm saying with WandaVision, I don't think we're going to get that kind of level of
No.
enthusiasm.
you never
we
know. It's a surprise
But that's
actor.
why
is
it's a
me.
bold
you love the
prediction.
CW.
Surprise actor.
But
is
that
me.
is a bold. That's why it's a bold prediction because
You love the CW.
it's bold.
Speaking of bold in CW, we got a couple comments here from Lag and Cheese about Scarlet Witch being magic or mutant.
And Magneto. Also, Miko Matter says Magneto would be a good person
Right.
to
So
show
in
up.
the comics,
Which is actually one of my predictions.
right in the comics, Scarlet Witch is a mutant. She's actually the daughter of Magneto. So there's a lot of relation to the X-Men, and so that's why it could be a cool thing to have Xavier kind of come in, potentially deal with some type of telekinesis type of thing.
What if it's like a really lame X-Man who shows up? Like Jubilee.
No,
like Jubilee shows up. You're just like, what the
Juggernaut.
fuck?
No, Jubilee's not that lame. But
What do you mean? What is her power? It's like bright lights?
no, but what if it's like Toad? Toad is like the mastermind behind
The
everything.
Blob.
Or the Blob.
yeah.
Good
They're the
old
mastermind behind what?
But-
Getting Wanda
but
trapped?
To Lag and Cheese's point, within the MCU, she is known as magic, essentially.
Oh.
It's a kind
She
of
would
magic.
her magic was how they explained it in the MCU. Her magic was activated with the
Soulstone?
not the Soul Stone, the Tesseract Stone.
Oh, right.
Or not the Tesseract Stone, the stone that was in the scepter of Loki's, whatever that fucking stone is.
It wasn't the Tesseract?
Was that the Space Stone?
Yeah, I forget what stone that exactly was.
Pretty sure it's a Space Stone.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But
But anyway,
remember,
one of them
magic
stones.
is just unknown science, according to Thor.
good old Thor. That
Thor.
line, that's like one of the most overused lines explaining MCU.
What if the surprise guest is the entire Guardians of the Galaxy? With Thor. Like with overweight Thor.
Okay, guys.
They all just show up.
It's-
And it's like
It's the Edward Norton version of the Hulk.
Surprise shows up.
I would love that.
Oh my!
I thought he was a great Hulk.
Hugo
It was a
Weaving's-
terrible show, terrible movie. I'm sorry, but I thought he was
It's
great.
Hugo Weaving's Red Skull.
So our one-word impression, if we form it into a sentence in order, would be finally predictable known,
Wow.
or the
Known the
Yeah, this doesn't make a sentence. It doesn't work.
predictable known finally.
Oh no.
finally known predictable.
Now, in terms of things that are not finally or known or predictable, here's our Junior's DVD chapter listing for WandaVision episode 4. Now, for those kiddies listening and watching, chapter listings are a way. I don't know, actually. Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Starting chapter 1. And we're back. Mama No. Will Smith impression? What's Mama
Where he
No?
goes, Mama no.
Oh, from Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
you did a better job. I'm the new boss and not a bad guy, I swear. Yeah, who else got the same vibe that the acting director of S.W.O.R.D. is clearly a fucking
He's
bad guy?
2,000% evil. like honestly, the most shocking thing in the show would
He's
be
not evil.
if he's not evil.
No, he's not evil. He's a Skrull. What are are those
He's a
ones who can
Skrull.
shapeshift?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Skrull. He's not evil, but he's not altogether good, and he's a Skrull.
He's Ultron.
I can almost guarantee it.
Woo, magic.
Did you get that one?
Yeah,
It's a
when,
kind of
Johnny-
magic.
When Agent Woo
Woo,
does the
yeah,
magic
does the
trick.
same trick that he got from
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. It's like a bubble universe, but not at all.
God.
The intern wants coffee. She's actually a doctor now.
I know, but she originally was an intern who used to get coffee in Thor, so it's showing her character.
That's what, 8
progression.
years?
Wow.
More than, right? So the
Wow.
original Thor, if you think of it as like the current timeline, right? The original Thor takes place in like 2010, 2011, and in the MCU, it's now 2023. So
Wow,
it's 12 years later.
Oh, 12.
Depending on, we don't know if she got snapped away or not.
Yeah.
If she got blipped away.
I think we should just point this out. You know, between now, whenever this series takes place, and whenever Thor 2 came out, an intern got their doctorate. What have you
Wow.
guys done? Do either you have a doctorate?
No,
Yeah.
I
feel
do.
terrible about yourself.
I don't.
I have a doctorate. I got it online.
Oh, nice. There you go. A show playing a show pretending to be another show.
Nice. That was probably your best one ever.
I mean, I should have done it like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic
We
Thunder.
can redo it. Redo it. Go ahead.
No, I can't.
I'm a show playing a show.
I'm just a
show.
Vision's bad hair day.
Man, he's having a bad life.
All right, be honest. Be honest. Did, Arjuna, when you saw that, were you just like,
Oh, it was great.
Or were you like, whoa?
I jumped.
Yeah, I jumped too.
Well, I also watched it at midnight on my iPad.
What is wrong with you?
And,
Don't you have a TV?
Yeah, but we're unpacking, so we hadn't. Shut
The first thing you do
Yes,
when
always.
unpacking is the TV.
TV and the video game systems and
Yeah.
the sound
No,
system.
I agree, but remember, I hadn't unpacked it yet, so I was not watching it on a TV. I watched it on this.
So you watched it on an 11-inch screen?
Yeah, I was still. I did rewatch it on the TV.
Arjuna,
Sunday
blink
night, though.
twice if home life is not good.
You blinked.
He blinked twice.
Oh no! Call the police.
No, but I did rewatch it Sunday night, and on the bigger screen. And actually, watching on the bigger screen when he walks in, if you focus on it, you
It's
can
gray.
see the hole
Yeah.
in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried, says Lauren watched it later, so I tried recording her secretly to get her
Yeah.
reaction, and didn't work out, unfortunately.
She yawned.
Yeah, basically.
Part of the course.
Yeah. That shows kind of like a whoo. Whoa. They'll hurt in the morning. Oh, because
Oh, yeah, when Monica Rambeau-
Monica.
She literally goes through like at least 8 walls,
Yeah.
and then out of the bubble and.
So do we
lands.
think Monica Rambeau has powers now?
Maybe.
No.
Why not? She got
No.
zapped with magic and
And she went through a
magic
force
is just
field.
science we don't
No,
understand.
but Scarlet Witch has done that to plenty of other people in previous movies and stuff. So
But they weren't Monica Rambeau, agent of Sword,
I don't.
daughter of Gracie Rambeau, her mother, daughter of her mother.
Maria Rambeau.
Thank you.
Daughter of her
Captain
mother.
Marvel's
Wow.
best friend.
Yes, correct.
Boom. It's yeah.
She does. I don't think she has powers. At least not. I mean, I think in the comics she gets powers in a few different ways and whatnot. I think she becomes a version of Captain Marvel.
I
If
know
I'm
who
not
the
mistaken.
secret guest is.
Is
Who?
it Brie Larson as Captain Marvel?
No, the immortal Iron Fist.
Sorry.
You're
Sorry,
gonna
I
keep
couldn't- I
bringing up
couldn't help
terrible.
I couldn't help myself. Danny Rand. I am the immortal Iron Fist.
So when you look at this episode, so one of the things that I enjoyed watching it the second time is realizing, and Arjuna knew this because it was predictable, is that the episode shows, Darcy and Wu watching what we've watched. Why is that funny, Krishna?
Darcy
and
Wu.
Wu. I mean, I'm sorry, just the way you said it. It was
Darcy and
good.
Wu.
Darcy and Wu.
I mean, that would be a great show. There's
A great
fans-
show.
a lot of
A great
fans-
band name.
It's actually funny. A lot of fans. Side note: a lot of fans were tweeting like, "Give us a show of just those two or just Wu."
Yeah.
Of like normal people interacting in the superhero world, and a lot of fans of Agents of Shield came and were like, "Hey, we tried that. You all complained. Blah blah blah."
Well, do it. I mean, do it well.
No, there was also when Marvel Television was making TV shows, one of the other shows that they proposed before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was called Damage Control, and it was about the people that clean up the messes after the Avengers destroy cities and stuff.
Oh, that sounds like a
That
great
was the
idea.
premise of the show.
Well, there's a DVD extra, I think, in Avengers where there's like a short that kind of like it was. I think it was supposed to be the pilot or whatever.
Yeah, and well, a lot of some of the storylines actually got incorporated into Homecoming because Michael Keaton's character,
Right.
who did he play again?
Vulture?
Vulture?
Yes,
Yeah,
Vulture.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I can't remember. But Vulture worked for like the damage control type of companies.
That's right.
That picked up after the Marvel people.
And then Stark
destroyed
Industries
stuff.
stole their jobs.
Yep, pretty much.
Right.
Oh, excuse me, I burped there. How
That's
gross.
disgusting.
But yeah, so I thought it was interesting that Darcy and Wu, they're watching the same, 3 episodes that we have all witnessed. But then during parts of them like rewatching, specifically when Wu tries to call out to Wanda, there's a jump cut. When we watch that episode, we actually can kind of see a little bit more, but still we get a jump cut, which means that even the 3 episodes that we watched were, altered broadcasts, right? And that's really emphasized in that last sequence with Monica's character where we're watching, right? And then there's a jump cut, and then they're sitting on the couch, but then obviously the actual aspect ratio, color, everything changes, and we can see what's actually happening. And in that scene, you can really get a sense that, no, Wanda is not as confused as we've been made to believe based on these first 3 episodes. She knows what's going on, clearly, right? And I think that point is really made when, Vision says we can go anywhere, and she says no, and it's actually holding back tears and everything. So,
Yeah, I think it gives the impression she's very much the maker of, or at least they want to give you the impression she is the maker of this universe. She is aware of what's going on and what she's doing, and she's in deep doo doo. She's in it. She's in a precarious situation right now because this, I think, obviously can't go on forever. She's like taking a town in the middle of New Jersey,
hostage.
of all people, of all places, and obviously that you can't do that. Like there's living people in there, so I think that's the intrigue for the rest of this series of how much is Wanda like implicitly involved. And I think we talked about this last week of like, is Wanda the villain, right?
I have a question. Actually, I have a quick question on that. Just it's like a mini prediction, if you will. So let's project out. Let's say that she is bad and she's going to be set up as maybe not the main bad, but a bad for Phase 4 or whatever. What event would you foresee her doing or committing that would be the point of no return? Like
where she's the bad guy,
where she forfeits her Avenger status and she
kills innocent people.
I think she's also kind of potentially already done that. The beekeeper. Where's the beekeeper?
Yeah. Oh well,
we don't like. So remember that broadcast is censored, right, or adjusted, or whatever, and
he just disappears.
Disappears where? If he disappears and he's gone, that's called murder,
right?
Right.
Well, unless she just put him on like his own planet, that'd be nice.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Desert Island.
We have to go back about 15 years to X-Men, The Last Stand. X-Men
Great
3.
movie.
Horrible movie. But it reminds me of Jean Grey when she became the Dark Phoenix and she started to vaporize people, right? I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. I'm like, wow.
Cyclops dies.
Yeah, when you kind of see that happen and like Xavier dies, like there is no return for this character. That is what they established in that movie, right? And I feel like if she has done that, if the beekeeper, right? We still don't know where he went after he disappears. He didn't come back through like Monica did. So if she's killed people, I think that is the point of where she is a bad person at that point, or a villain, at least in the eyes of the MCU. Now, I don't think she's ever going to go full-on mustache twirling like, I am evil, ha 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 ha, I am the big bad. But I think she will kind of be in that morally gray area where she's clearly
the best kind of villain.
She's clearly not doing, admirable things. She's doing selfish types of things, and she's willing to do anything it takes to keep those selfish interests kind of at bay.
And I mean, another point, the setup and what she's doing, the fact that she's trying to create this fake life for her and Vision, utilizing and taking people hostage, it's not that she's doing it for selfish reasons, but it's also at the same time she's going through a very traumatic thing. The love of her brother is gone, the love of her life she had to kill and then watch die. Like, she's going through a lot of trauma, but then, at the end of the day, though, you can't take it out on other individuals. And it's interesting because before the show actually aired or premiered, there were theories of who are these citizens in this town. There's the scene, obviously, in the episode where Wu and a bunch of the FBI agents are looking and IDing who they're seeing on the TV sets. And you'll notice that some of those individuals have New Jersey license plate, New Jersey driver's license. There was one particular character that did not have a driver's license attached to them, and that is the character of Agnes.
Catherine Hahn's character.
She did share pictures up there on the bulletin board, but there is no ID.
Because she's isn't she a sorceress?
Potentially she's a sorceress, or potentially
maybe she's a surprise actress,
or maybe or maybe she's a ghost. Maybe however Vision is being brought into this world, there could be other individuals in this world that are also in this in between, dead, what
reanimated corpses.
Yeah,
essentially.
Oh, zombies.
So a couple notes there. Episode 3, Agnes is talking to the other neighbor, and she's the one that's really driving the conversation of saying, "Hey, Monica, who they call Gina." At the time, she doesn't belong here. She's really, and she seems to really be driving that conversation, influencing the other neighbors that like she shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be here. Disney also released a mid-season sneak peek. I don't know if you guys actually watched it.
About 9 times.
But there's a few more hints in there. So They show a little bit more of the sitcom, and Agnes at one point in the trailer says, "Should we go again? Should we do it again?" So she is aware that this is not a real world. She's also appeared as super helpful, which makes me believe she's a character that's influencing stuff. I believe there is also a line in that mid-season sneak peek where Wanda kind of references that she's not fully in control and that somebody else might be doing something. So I think if you connect some of the dots here, Agnes isn't entirely what she seems.
Yeah, I think that was a popular theory though after episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? As
And
the sorceress
I think
lady.
it's just more. There's more evidence here.
Yeah,
That might be the case.
for sure. For sure. What?
Question, Arjuna, for you. After seeing
Yes?
that mid-season promo, were you a little bit more excited, or are you still looking at the show saying,
Meh.
meh?
I'm a little bit more excited. As I've said from the start, I think this will be a very good MCU entry when watched all at once. I think Marvel Studios is still struggling and still trying to figure out how to do a weekly type of content thing. They're very used to releasing a movie, and this is their first foray into weekly content. So I just don't think they've necessarily figured it out yet. To me, if you're going to do weekly content, you if it's super heavily serialized, you really struggle because you, as an audience member, forget a lot of things that happen between the weeks. You know, if it's in that connected story and a lot of mystery, it loses its fizz a little bit if you have to wait so long. Unless you're doing a Game of Thrones type of thing where you're making it appointment television, where you're not just watching, but you're also participating in a conversation when it's going on live, like a Game of Thrones used to do, like Walking Dead used to do back in its heyday, you know, and it's for some of its earlier seasons when it was on Sundays, and even live sporting events. That's part of the, you know, aspect of those types of things. If you're not doing that for a weekly show, it just really, to me, it struggles. Like, it just doesn't work in today's age. And maybe there should be some type of rethinking of releasing it at a more reasonable hour, at least in like the United States, so you can have some of that conversation.
Is that more of a plea for yourself so that you don't have to keep waiting up until midnight?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do weekly content, like, make it appointment, like, put it, you know, make it
Appointment-based
appointment type
TV,
television.
yeah.
Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult with Disney because they own so much stuff and they don't want to cannibalize like their programming on ABC, right? Where they're like, okay, it'll be Friday at 8 p.m. or, you know, Monday at 8 p.m. or whatever their slot is, when they have probably another highly priced show that's also
ESPN.
premiering.
Don't want to cannibalize that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's they're in a little bit of a tricky spot there. Or release it all at once, which I think if you did,
You avoid the whole issue.
yeah,
I think they
would
should
be
do
better.
that.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this up and get into Attack on Titan, let's just kind of revisit our bold predictions here. For episode 4, Christian has said that Vision dies and rewinds it. That did not happen.
Well, he appeared as a dead guy for 2 seconds.
Nope, you lose. Put money in the invisible jar.
Ja,
Ja?
ja,
Ja?
ja.
Arjuna will enjoy episode 4 was mine, which obviously I lost. Here's the $1.
No, he enjoyed it.
No,
Right?
he did.
Did you enjoy it? No,
You
you
have to
said pain.
Find out. I said predictable.
Arjuna said someone will quit the show.
Wait, what do you mean someone will quit? Oh, one of us.
One of the three of us would stop watching.
Arjuna, all you have to do to make that come true is quit the show.
Like, guys, I quit the show.
Arjuna wins.
Arjuna was kind of right on this one, which was a surprise actor will show up, and the surprise actor is going to be Dead Vision.
Well, no.
I didn't think they were going to show
That's
him
not a.
dead.
He's not. That's not an actor. That's just Vision.
No. They actually got a full-on actor.
It's
to
just
play
a
his
surprise actor. It's still Paul Bettany. That's not a surprise actor. No, I'm not giving it to him.
Yeah, I like how my prediction for episode 4 is the surprise actor will show up, and then my season 1 prediction is there is no surprise actor.
Yeah.
That's how bold I go.
So for season 5, what do you get? Or excuse me, for episode 5, what predictions do you guys have? I'm going to go and change my bold prediction to Arjuna.
Oh no.
no, make it show related. Make it show related.
It is show related. It's about the show.
No. Make it actually about what's going to be
Okay,
the
so
content of
my
the show.
bold prediction for episode 5 is going to be, it's going to be a lot of dead air, I guess, because I got none.
Yeah.
I'm honest. This is honestly tricky just because.
I have one.
But why don't you say
I've got one. I've got one.
Hold
I've got
on.
one.
Wait, hold on. I got it. Okay, so we're most likely going into the 80s,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to get, who's a really big 80s grunge band?
What?
I wasn't alive in the 80s, so.
Nirvana? No,
No,
that was
Nirvana
90s.
was the
Right, that was
90s.
90s.
I can't think of any good 80s bands, but I want to say like there's gonna be a really good 80s track in there.
I mean, they've gotten some great music in this
Really
show.
good music. So I'm gonna go with really good 80s music.
It's pretty evident to me that they're $225
Guns N'
million.
Roses, AC/DC,
Never heard of that.
Oh, here my bold
Aerosmith.
prediction. Here's my bold prediction.
Bon
One of the
Jovi.
members of AC/DC is gonna show up
Get out.
in there. There we go.
No.
Boom.
I've got mine. You want to hear mine? This will answer a few theories or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Beekeeper
Yep.
will be revealed. Because do we ever see who the beekeeper is?
Yeah, it was just some generic. At
His
least
name
they
was
showed
Franklin,
it as a generic sorting.
Oh, never mind.
and his name was Franklin.
What was it going to be?
That's going to be Agent Coulson is the beekeeper. He died, didn't he?
It's confusing.
Because didn't he come back for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
But nobody knows if that's canon.
What?
Literally, nobody knows. If
What?
that's
It was made by Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but that doesn't mean
Marvel.
it's canon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
because it was Marvel's television, and this is Marvel Studios.
No, my
And
bold
they don't
prediction
like each other.
is this. Agent Wu will enter the bubble and die. But he's not dead forever. He's just going to die in the episode. That's not
What?
really a good prediction, but, it's a bold one, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Lag and Cheese here is our music expert. Grunge is in 80s. Yeah, dumb.
He's dumb.
2 words. Franklin Richards.
So my bold prediction is kind of going to be weird. It's going to be a little meta, but the people we've seen on the outside are also in some type of simulation, and there's a couple pieces of evidence
Wait,
to that.
I'm sorry, what?
He's going full Westworld.
Okay, the reason I say that though is there's a moment when Darcy is watching the screen, right, and she sees the jump, and she kind of recognizes that something's different, and then she forgets about it, right? There's also the fact that Jimmy there's the weird anomalies, and like they're not allowed. Jimmy's like, "Do you feel it too? You can't go in." So there's some weirdness that's going on when you're near the bubble. So I wonder if there's like some type of falseness to even what we've seen now. Like it's like a show within a show within a show.
Oh, wow. That would be...
Well,
That's
it
my
is a
bold
show.
that would be a twist.
It is a show
It is a show.
in a show.
That is true. That is true.
It's a show being a show, pretending to be another show in a show.
Okay.
At night.
And then the camera will zoom out, and then we'll see Thanos sitting on that planet watching a TV, and then we'll see the Avengers jet flying in. Boom. That will really fucking be weird.
It's funny you say that. Did you guys ever see the Avengers theory that Thanos uses one of the stones, the reality stone, to let the Avengers think they won? So everything that we're now seeing is fake. So Thanos actually won, and this is just a reality playing out like a fake reality to allow them to think that they won, but they didn't. They lost.
That would be kind of fascinating.
That would be next level. I mean, I forget. It was a Reddit theory, obviously. There's no way to confirm or deny it. It's just a cool theory. It's like, oh, Thanos could have used the reality stone to create all these events to make them think they won. And everything we're seeing now
It's fake.
Is fake. And Phase 4 is trying to get out of the fake reality that Thanos has created.
He created a fake sitcom. I like it.
A sitcom in a fake reality.
That's fantastic.
Which leads into your theory that Darcy might be in a TV show herself.
Two Broke Girls on
Two
CBS.
Was it
Whoa.
CBS? I thought it was ABC.
No,
think it was
CBS.
Or is it
I
NBC?
don't
Who
remember.
cares? It was a good. I like Arjuna's theory. I think that's pretty solid. Arjuna
Ooh.
was episode 4. Good of WandaVision.
Yeah, it actually was. It wasn't a bad episode.
He asked if it was good.
Despite being predictable, it was pretty good. I actually really liked it. Watching it the second time around, which I think pays credence to my theory of watching all these back to back, it would be much more enjoyable. Christian, was it good?
It was good. I enjoyed it. And I'm glad it's finally picking up. Ravi, was episode 4
What's
of
it picking up?
WandaVision. It's picking up
Trash?
the trash, yeah. Ravi, was WandaVision episode 4 good?
It was, and Wu stole the show.
Yeah. He was great.
Keep it nice.
But
and
he's always
simple.
great.
is.
Also known as Jim Halpert.
There was actually somebody put a funny Reddit post out where it's like Jim Krasinski's really winning it, and it was a picture of him on SNL because he hosted this past week, and then a picture of him in WandaVision, as Wu or
As
whatever.
Wu, right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Because that
was a fun one.
That
Yeah.
is pretty funny. And he's also rumored to play Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. So
Oh, well, it's funny you say it's fantastic because when I said Franklin Richards, Lag and Cheese says, really? Mr. Fantastic's son? You guys aren't nerds.
yeah, he becomes.
You know who can make universes in the Marvel comics? Franklin Richards.
Right, their child becomes
It's
like
all
a super
connected.
freaking powerful mutant that is like omega level.
So maybe that's the big
I
bad.
doubt they would go.
Wait, is he a bad guy?
I'm not familiar. I'm not super familiar with the arc, but I think there's iterations where he's bad, and they have to send him to like they have to like make sure he doesn't become bad.
the negative zone?
The Twilight Zone?
Negative
The
zone.
Fantastic Four was never my cup of tea.
Same. I didn't like it. I wouldn't imagine that they're going to introduce fantastic.
Why not?
I think the
They are
theories
doing a
of-
movie.
I know, I get that, but that movie's not slated for probably years to come.
10
That's
years.
why it's a surprise.
Right, so they're going to introduce it now,
The
and then when we get
surprise?
closer to whenever that movie comes out, that's when they're like, oh, by the way, 15 years ago, we showed you that
Hey,
one
they
clip.
did it with Thanos. I mean, Thanos showed up like 7 years, 7 years before he actually showed up,
yeah, but
and he was a different color. He was fucking red. Then he was purple,
and now he was blue-purple.
and he wasn't even cast. It was just CGI monster.
I mean, that's hilarious.
Anyway, speaking of monsters, in the world of Attack on Titan,
Ooh, yeah.
we realize that the monsters aren't the Titans, but people themselves.
We've known that since season 1. Let's be honest.
I've known that since birth.
Oh, wow.
That
Wow.
we're Titans.
Talking
No,
about the
that we're
context of the show.
monsters.
Oh, I thought you.
Wait a minute.
I thought you were gonna reveal that you could be a Titan.
Wait a
if
second.
You were a Titan.
We're the monsters?
Stop trying to bite yourself.
Oh, I didn't turn into a Titan. Weird. I guess we're not monsters.
So anyway, we got the newest episode of Attack on Titan. My great brother, known as Christian, whose one job is to fill in titles and things like that. What was the name of this episode?
What? That was my job?
You usually
I
fill
believe
in
it was
like
called Assassin's Bullet.
Yeah, it
Thank
was.
you.
That's
Assassin's
exactly what it was
Bullet.
called.
Yes. Not a crazy, battle-driven episode. More kind of,
But it was a crazy
it was
driven
definitely
episode.
definitely a crazy episode. A lot obviously happened. A lot of information. Like once again, another big Info dump.
Yeah.
And then obviously, very two sad things happened that night.
Two.
Number one, I was on Twitter.
Oh,
You
right.
spoiled it for yourself.
Yes, because I saw that Sasha was trending. It was like number 5 or 6 for me.
Yeah.
And, I didn't think, I know Attack on Titan is popular, it's also kind of awesome to see that an anime gets this kind of traction, especially
Sure.
on the weekend or whatever. Granted, there was no football or many other big sports things happening.
There was the Pro Bowl this past weekend, man.
Yeah, nobody gives a
And,
fuck
and they
about
did like
it.
a Madden thing, so I
Yeah.
don't know how that wasn't number one for a
Woohoo.
lot of people.
Woo do do.
Agent Jimmy Woo.
But yeah, unfortunately, I spoiled that for myself. But regardless, watching the episode, it was still kind of gut wrenching. It's very sad. I was telling Christian, I was like, our previous Attack on Titan pod, we had talked about the characters of Sasha and her cohorts, and the question that we had was, well, what's the point of these characters? And I believe one of us had said it's for them to die.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Connie has the line a few minutes before she dies.
Yeah.
It's like, we survived, we're spoiled.
Somehow we keep
we
surviving.
survived. I'm like, oh, fucking Connie.
Don't count your chickens.
I thought literally as he said that, he was just going to get like
Shot in the
popped
head.
right in the head. I was like, well,
No, not Connie. I like Connie. I like
like-
Jean too.
you
I
don't
like
like
Sasha
Sasha?
as well. Mm.
well, she's dead now.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Honestly, that were better than the main characters.
What how would you guys recap the episode in one word?
Ooh, wow. I'm gonna say meat.
Damn it, I was gonna say that, you bum.
You should have gone first. Meat.
Should've.
Meat, of course, is Sasha's dying word. It's a callback to season 1 when they're on the wall. They're
They're doing the training. It's
They're
not-
doing-
They're training as part of the
so they're on
Scouts.
top of the wall
Scouts.
training, and she stole meat and she shares it with her. It's the first true bonding experience for the Survey Corps. that unit at least.
Half of them are dead now.
And more than half. I think most of them from that original group are gone. And but Sasha, she was a core. She was a core member. She's all about food. We all love food. She's Potato Girl. Mm-hmm. When Reiner's recapping how the Devil Eldians, from episode 2 of this season, he says, "Oh, there was this one girl, eating food, and she was eating a potato, and she offered the captain the smaller half. What a dick, you know." That's
the first time Gabby, hears about this person who ultimately kills.
That's a good point.
Kills a couple of her friends, and is the whole reason that she ends up on that blip.
She very much Aaron season 1. It was uncanny.
But she's the problem with Gabby. No, it's not a problem. The issue is that she is so much better than Aaron was in season 1.
She's so much more capable.
She's had the training.
Yeah.
But she's just better. She's better skills than Aaron was at that point.
It's interesting because Gabby and Aaron are, they're similar but opposites in terms of where they come from.
Yeah.
At the point when, Gabby decides to get onto that blip, like she knows that she's going to potentially die. Like this is
likely
to die. But she says to Falco, right? I'm going after them. I need to fight them because I want it so that people will see us Eldians, not as less or be fearful of us, but treat us equally. So she's not doing this for personal gain. She's doing this for her people, which is an admirable, quality.
I wouldn't say it's that. She's doing it for straight up revenge because she's like, they just ruined it.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
But they just ruined it for her people, us. Yeah. Which is it's a little selfish, but it's still being part of a greater group and whatnot.
But it's the same type of revenge that Aaron has, right? Where he's like, I'm going to kill them all because they killed my mom and all of these people that I know. So it's just like the blinding rage of like, I'm going to kill these people. They're bad. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Because when Falco says, right, like, I've heard it, they're the same things. And she's like, no, they're just devils. They deserve to die.
Paradis.
Like, when Falco's like, people did this to them. This is their revenge. Because it's all a cycle, right? This is what they're really trying to show.
Her line was great. It's so relevant to today. Yeah. Did you see it? Did I see it? No? Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I think that's where the...
Fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much, she's calling fake news on the whole thing.
I'm going to go next for my one-word impression so Arjuna doesn't steal it. And that is going to be brothers.
What? I don't get it.
Zeke and Aaron are reunited.
What a happy reunion!
But this doesn't seem like it's their first. This is
definitely
not been reunited. Been reunited off screen in these last 4 years.
Yeah. So I picked brothers because towards the end of the episode, Gabby and Falco are brought to Zeke, and it's revealed that Zeke has been working, with the folks from Paradis this entire time. There are a couple of soldiers that Peck recognizes that were on one of the first ships that were sent back to Paradis. So they've clearly defected. I think the theory is that they're followers of Zeke potentially, or they just really don't like what's being done.
We watched a little bit of a recap episode, and the person is clearly knows the manga, so he probably revealed more than he realized he did.
No, everything that was revealed in that video is what we got from the episode.
Not necessarily. I don't think it's super clear that these people are. We'll probably learn that next episode, but it's not super clear from what we've seen so far that there's like Zeke cultists that they follow him blindly. We don't quite know that yet, so it's like a tiny little spoiler.
That Zeke cultist thing was your theory.
No, we got that literally from the recap video that we watched, and that was clearly because the guy knows the manga. Huh?
He's a cult?
You'll see. You'll find out. It's not a cult, but he has believers.
He has believers.
He has
believers.
Oh, so he's a Bieber fan.
And I saw his face.
What?
Now I'm a believer.
That's not how it goes.
I changed it.
But yeah, brothers is what I'm going to go with. Arjuna, what about you?
You should say sisters.
I was going to go beastly because Zeke was alive and he's a beast, the Beast Titan. Mm-hmm. The reveal wasn't shocking. Again, I think we all saw, kind of saw that coming, but I think the shocking part was that this was part of a plan.
Yeah.
That
Or such an in-depth plan.
Yeah, there's a lot of coordination between Aaron and Zeke, and it was very detailed in the letters that poor Falco ended up sending off for Aaron, and that there's definitely a disconnect. Obviously, we see Levi beat the shit out of Aaron once again. Seems like it's a season tradition, unlike no other, where Levi just beats the crap out of him.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves it every
No,
time.
absolutely. It's just funny because it's like one of those.
You would think he would have learned.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he doesn't. He just gets beat up by him, and there's always Mikasa who's like, no, don't do it, and then Armin's always like, let it happen.
yeah. Armin's like, yeah,
He deserves it.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
Kind of screwed everything.
But yeah, he's alive, and it's interesting to see that's happened now. I think there's a lot more context to some of the things, I think, as we mentioned last week, that he was saying in the secret meetings that he was having and making sure people weren't listening. And it kind of makes me wonder who else is kind of, what else is going on behind the scenes. I think there's more there. And there's more moving parts than I think even we know.
Yeah.
So our
Beastly.
one-word impression sentence would be meet brothers beastly.
Beastly brothers meet.
Beastly Meat Brothers.
Beastly meet.
Well, that sounds
brother,
wrong.
welcome
to the Beastly Meat Brothers gym.
And it's just a Titans.
You have to
Titan-themed?
put on Titan suits and then work out.
Oh God, that sounds like a workout.
If we had budget, we should make our sentence each week like a T-shirt, like the sentence with the words. And
Beastly Meat Brothers.
that'd be
Let's go through Arjuna's DVD chapter listing real quick here. 'Cause
2 in 1 episode.
2 in 1 episode.
Unbelievable.
This is a long episode, but here we go. Chapter 1. One Punch Titan. Hanging on a blip. Levi beats Aaron for the 69th time.
Interesting.
The Circle of Hate. Anyone want some red meat? Monkey Man is alive. LOL, Sasha is dead.
What the fuck?
Wow, Arjuna.
Dude,
that
this is the
last
most
one.
messed up one.
Well, the show is messed up, man.
LOL, Sasha is dead.
I did the
And you
LOL
spelled
because
dead
Aaron
wrong?
starts laughing.
Yeah, because he's traumatized.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's-
but
I
he
don't think
starts.
he's
That's why I put
traumatized. I think he's
LOL.
just a dick.
LOL literally means laugh out loud. He starts laughing out loud
You're insane.
because Sasha is dead.
You laughed out loud.
No, I
You
didn't
liked it.
laugh. No, I thought
You
was
saw
sad.
it and you were like, finally, I hate these
it was
characters.
It was grotesque because she was like bleeding a lot. I was like, holy shit! Like she's dead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You kind of took me back with the LOL. Like, yeah, okay.
But I mean, he was laughing like that. I'm trying to encompass all of the story elements into these.
Jenna, it's just you are harping on this, and it makes me nervous. I'm nervous, Jenna. I'm glad you don't live here anymore.
Arjun did mention something kind of interesting. You said pretty much. You said, is history repeating itself? Right? Like this idea of like, oh, we don't like these people. We're gonna go put them down. Oh, they rise up. They go back, and they don't like those people. Oh, we're gonna rise. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do you get the sense that potentially the Attack on Titan world could have a similar quality to that of a place known in the Matrix as Zion, where this city and this idea of the chosen one and etc. comes up, settles a war, and then eventually history repeats itself? Is it potential that the Titans have actually gone through millennia upon millennia of this cycle of these powers being this big destructive force, and then the world essentially wipes itself out because of this?
That is interesting because the Titans, if you think about like evolution, nature doesn't usually create systems that can naturally destroy themselves and everything around them, right? And what I mean when I say, naturally, like when I'm thinking of like nukes, for instance, right? That's like we created them. Whereas in this Titan world, it seems like it's a biological thing, so therefore it was created by nature. We're not entirely sure on that, or is it science? Not entirely sure. I do like that idea though, because that does seem to be one of the plans, right? Is unleashing all the colossal Titans that make up the wall and having them trample the earth which is a great image. I hope we see it. I'm joining Arjuna in Crazy Town. LOL, Sasha's dead. Have the colossal titans like trample the earth, and it's like though that's there like a failsafe. It's like a restart button, right?
Exactly.
The only reason to have that.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting idea.
I mean,
it would be very anime too, to be like this is something that's happened over and over and over again, and humanity is just doomed to repeat the same mistakes.
we're at the point where Zeke, Aaron, majority of the Titans are heading back to Paradise, right? They have everything they need
in their blip.
Yeah.
They have everything they need if they want to enact. Okay, fuck the world, restart.
Yeah.
Right? Or the other option too is,
Rule
if
it.
Aaron just wants to go completely batshit insane, when my bold prediction, I think I've said it, is that he is going to be the bad guy and they're going to have to team up and take him out because
Power Ranger style.
He seems like he is pretty he is not the Aaron that we knew 4 or 5 years ago. He is something much darker and a lot scarier than what he was.
I feel like he is still the same guy. He's just now more capable, honestly. Kind of to Christian's point, like when we were making the Aaron Gabby comparison, like he was a loser in the beginning of the show in terms of like he didn't know how to fight. He wasn't very smart. Like there was nothing extraordinary about him, right?
The most extraordinary thing about him was his whiny bitch ass voice.
Exactly. was his quote unquote was his resilience, right? His never give up type of attitude.
Yeah.
Now combine that with his revenge lust, which he's had really since the beginning of the show now, and now that he's capable, he's a very excellent like Titan shifter. Like he clearly is the best of the ones that are still alive.
He has like 5,000 powers now.
He's very dangerous, and I think I wonder if this is kind of like a Breaking Bad, where you're seeing the birth of the villain. Like that's kind of the show.
I actually think that they've introduced or they put Zeke on the same team for Zeke to end up being the big bad. The Beast Titan is still extremely capable Titan. In fact, it's like before this season, before Aaron, showed that he's got perfect control over the Attack Titan. The Beast Titan seems to be the one that was like the most capable.
Right.
Like it can throw rocks, it can talk, it can do all this crazy stuff. Control Titans as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's maybe they both break bad. Oh crap! Can you imagine that?
Well, I mean, if
the two brothers team up.
I mean, Zeke is quote unquote bad in terms of our main character.
Is he though?
At least. Well, I mean, it depends on your point of view.
I mean, he has no limbs. They're regrowing very slowly.
Kind of like Deadpool.
Well, it's also obvious, when it comes to Zeke, I think it's going to be like if we go down the path of Aaron is the big baddie and they all have to team up, what's going to be interesting with that kind of storyline is Levi wants to kill Zeke very badly.
Yeah.
And you can't blame him.
As vice versa as well. I'm pretty sure. Because Levi is the first, and I think I would think the only human that's kind of humiliated the Beast Titan. Like, really cut him up, almost killed him. So
like,
it's
He
mutual.
could have killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he was I think it would be interesting to kind of see that play out because you would need Zeke in order to stop Aaron, right? And then maybe Levi just can't help himself and, bye-bye.
Right. Yeah, that's
maybe it's
interesting.
Mikasa that ends up killing him.
Maybe it's Armin.
Mikasa would make a lot of sense in terms of the one to kill Aaron.
Mikasa?
Because of their whole history and, their
complicated relationship. Does he like
Armin
me?
should have died in season 3.
He's been spared for a different reason.
Yeah, so he can nuke ocean, waterfronts with submarines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So somebody's like showing a house here. So we have this beautiful waterfront.
Oh
shit!
There goes the neighborhood.
There goes the water.
House is on sale.
Fire sale.
Hi. Oh, man. Greatly reduced.
Arjuna. Where's my money?
For what?
I don't know. Arjuna, was Attack on Titan Assassin's Bullet good?
Bullet.
It was a good episode. We're at the halfway point. We're eight in. We're supposed to have 8 more episodes. Hopefully, the show doesn't end in 8 episodes because it'd be a very strange ending. I feel like
it won't.
But yeah, it's we're on to the second half. Maybe get a new theme song on Sunday.
Oh
'Cause
no!
I'm really over this.
Hope it's Hyde.
I'm gonna say there's no new theme song this Sunday.
Damn it.
There will be.
Okay.
I can guarantee it.
How?
I wrote it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Jingle bells.
Christian, was it good?
It was extremely good. I enjoyed
I
it.
didn't ask you that. I asked you if it was good.
It was good, and I enjoyed it very, very much. Yeah, I honestly I don't know what else to say. It was incredible. Ravi, was Assassin's Bullet Attack on Titan good?
It was good.
Oh, that's
Wonderful. Very enjoyable show.
Good. But was it great?
It was great too. Yes.
But was it excellent?
Was it Titan?
I think this past week has taught me I'm not going to wait now to watch the show in the evenings. I believe they drop midday local time. And
So before you can get it spoiled.
Correct.
Smart.
I'm gonna
Just watch it
midday.
again in the evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can watch that. I mean,
Just watch
I
it
usually
4 times a
watch.
day.
Yeah.
I usually watch the episodes 2-3 times.
Well, let me know because I'm free.
Well, actually, it's Super Bowl Sunday, so you've got to fly out to Tampa.
What?
Tell Tom Brady he sucks.
You got to take your towns to South Beach.
I don't want to.
And that's going to do it for us here on the Was It Good podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, listening, and enjoying the soothing sounds of Arjuna yawning. You can find us, as always, on Twitter at Was It Good, on Instagram at Was It Good BTM. We also live stream these podcasts most Mondays and Fridays when we're not busy, right here on twitch.tv/wasitgood. We also have a new website up and running, wasitgood.info. Be sure to go check it out. Subscribe to the newsletter that is coming soon.
Maybe this should be our new bit. We just keep teasing a newsletter. And it never comes.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah, sign up for the newsletter. Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh, man. That light, actually, that light just dropped, huh?
Yeah. They lost its stickiness.
It was honestly hilarious. We are still live.
Oh, awesome. Shouldn't talk about stuff.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So,
One question I did have that we didn't get to. Was it Armin that the card titan was talking about, or was it some other person?
this
that
is
was
a different.
That was a different person.
Yeah.
altogether.
So
Okay,
it took
I was
us. It took us a
confused
while
by
to
that.
figure
I was
it out.
confused.
That's
I
a
was like,
girl.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
a
thought.
really tall girl wearing
so
a fake
Peck-
beard.
That's what I
Peck
thought.
recognizes her from the first ship
Yeah.
that went back to Paradise. And then
That's a
in
Zeke
that,
stand.
in that flashback, standing next to her is another soldier. That same soldier is seen flying the blip.
Okay,
So Zeke's got his people everywhere. That's why he's the bad guy.
got it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Eldian versus Eldian. It's going to be the
Most,
new
I mean, it's already Eldian
Titan
versus
War.
Eldian.
No, but 3 ways.
3 ways?
You can have the Zeke versus Paradise versus Marley.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I don't think those soldiers are
Eldian.
Eldian.
It doesn't
I
matter.
think they're Marley.
It's going to be Zeke's group.
Yeah.
That's right.
And whoever he can convert versus Paradise versus Marley. And I think it's going to end up being Paradise and Marley teaming up.
Do you think
I think it's going to be
over.
crazier than that. Like, knowing this show, they want you to think this, and then it's going to be something like they
It's
go
aliens.
to space. And they have to, like,
I
they
really-
fight Gundams.
Oh, I see. That would be
I mean, the
amazing.
Titans are Gundams for all intents
yeah,
and purposes.
absolutely.
the Biomechs.
Yeah, Biomechs.
Biomecha.
Do you think Magath? Is it Magath?
Magath, yeah. Magath.
Do you think he's in on it, or do you think he's like legit? Like, I'm doing my job, trying to protect my people.
But he's very protective of the
the Warriors?
The
Eldians, warriors, yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah,
So-
he has
So I
of all the
wonder if
Marlians
he's,
we've
like,
met, he's got
what if like morally he's on the side?
oh Zeke.
I guess like just being morally like a good person or whatever.
Doubtful.
I mean, who knows?
His name is Magath. I'm just kidding. Social clips.
So I got the guest actor stuff with the Luke relation at the 8-minute 30 mark. I think
Perfect.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Probably for like a YouTube clip. That's all I noted throughout the episode.
Do the last piece about the theme song for Attack on Titan, because that's been a hot topic with the show.
Ooh. Nice.
Because that'll be a good one. And then I think those two should be good.
Yeah, I think so
That's
too.
it.
I also think we should do a social clip of us talking about the social clips.
That's fine, actually. People love that meta shit.
They do?
They do.
We're
Yeah.
not recording, so it's going to be impossible.
You can get it off of Twitch.
You have to
That's
download it.
really different.
It takes a
did
long
you
time to download.
Were you recording when we were talking about the Kylo versus Stormtrooper Trader? Was that recording?
I don't know.
I think it was.
If it is, it would be at the very beginning.
Okay.
But if you can get that, that would be a good poll for Twitter. Because
No, it wouldn't.
I'm generally curious. Like when you think of traitors,
traitor!
which one do you think of
The
first?
Stormtrooper or the Kylo? It's Kylo.
Yeah, I
Kylo-
think
everyone
of
thinks that.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, but you're the 1%.
Thank you. So I'm rich.
No, you're
I'm
the
rich,
1%
bitch.
losers. I'm rich, bitch.
I'm a rich person.
I
I think it's good.
Well, real quick. So Friday we're doing WandaVision.
Yes.
Are we gonna do that Denzel movie, The Little Things?
Oh yeah. We need to
I
watch it.
haven't
at some
watched it
point.
yet.
If I can get it in, I don't know. I do have jury on call for jury duty this week, so
You're not supposed to talk about that publicly.
it's only I know I can't talk about any information I would get from it.
Well, you just gave them dates. They could tie that in. Like everything that happens in a courthouse.
But
is
don't
public.
give them ideas.
public records.
You're giving them
So you could
ideas.
just correlate the dates.
You're gonna cut my mic.
and you can
I don't know
figure
what else I'm gonna say.
Well, we don't have to do it for this Friday,
kidding.
but maybe Monday's pod we could do. Maybe it's
Well,
called
I
The Little
thought
Things.
I thought for Monday we were gonna
the
do
book, right?
no. For Monday we're gonna do the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, we're doing the Super Bowl and
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, that movie's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah,
it's
I
on
mean,
Netflix.
It's on HBO and
Oh,
it's in
HBO, okay.
theaters, and it's the highest gross. It's like one of the highest grossing movies of since pandemic right now.
Oh,
In theaters. So we can talk about
Has
it. In
it
the coming
beaten
weeks.
Bad Boys 3 yet?
I don't think so.
Oh,
nothing
okay.
can beat Bad Boys. That was
Could you
before
imagine-
COVID.
Could you imagine if that's the
last-
new
Ooh,
standard
the last
going forward?
blockbuster of all
I just have a good social clip.
Oh man.
The thing that we just discussed that I shouldn't have.
Wait, what?
The duty.
The jury duty?
No, I'm trying to not say it. And I was like, wait, what?
I think you could say that you have jury
I
duty.
know you can. But
I don't think there's a law
I have to.
against that.
I have to request it. You know,
What
if I
if
was
like
working.
okay, so like you show up for jury duty, and for whatever reason the lawyers have like done fucking due diligence on you, so they pull up like this clip.
I'm like, I swear I can shut my mouth when I need to. I swear. They drag me away
They
in
go
cuffs.
back and like they bring up all the things you've said on this pod that you weren't supposed to say.
Like all this Star Wars stuff. Oh, I got that from IMDb. That's where I heard it from. I swear to God.
jail.
Which one was that on? Was that the amount of episodes or something, or the premiere date was?
I don't even
and you were
remember.
like, oh yeah, I got that on IMDb.
I don't remember. We heard it from a trusted source. And but I thought I legitimately. But the best part is I legitimately forgot where I had heard it. I thought I really did have read it on IMDb.
That's pretty good.
That's my brain's stupid. All right. Well,
Yeah, let's get out of here. I gotta fix the set.
thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.